And go. Hey guys, welcome to Sunday morning devotions. I don't know why I said devotions. Sounded more French. But anyway, turn in your Bibles to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 24, where we'll be starting this morning. Ephesians chapter 4. While you're turning there, starting a new segment here called A Random Thing from Barrett's Office, where I look around the room and I pick something random in my office. And what do we have here? We have Bob Ross Happy Little Tree Mints. Somebody gave this to me after our Bob Ross Good Middle School Morning episode, so here it is. But I already ate all the mints, so plot twist, there's bubble gum in there. So, classy. Classy. I think no, I shouldn't chew and eat while I teach. Yeah. All right, cool. I hope you're turned to your page. Hope you're ready to roll. So we have started a new series in the epistles, the letters that are written in the New Testament. And so we're going to be reading through some of these letters together and covering various topics that they address. So the first topic we're going to talk about today is language, the words that we use. Particularly, we'll be addressing the conversation, is it okay to use curse words? Are there certain words we should use, certain words we shouldn't use? What is all that about? So we're going to talk about that this morning. So read with me here. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 24 says this. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. The author starts off here and he is explaining to the Christians, hey, listen, we're supposed to live different and unique from the world. And he starts and he says, hey, we're supposed to actually have a new nature, a new way in which we live according to the way that God would have us to live. Like he is righteous and holy, we should seek to live righteous and holy as well. And so he gets into talking about some different actions. He says, so stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we are all parts of the same body. And don't sin, but by letting your anger get control of you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. So he starts off and he's like, hey, listen, we as Christians, we should tell the truth. We shouldn't be lying because God is truthful. And so we, as followers of God, should also be truthful. And then he continues and he says, listen, don't be furious and angry and led by that anger and allow it to control you all the time. That's not healthy. It's okay to get angry, and everybody gets angry. Even God, of course, gets angry for righteous reasons. But he's slow to anger. And he isn't ruled by his emotion of anger. He has his emotions in check in that way. So in the same way, and that's a whole nother discussion. We're just going through a couple here. I think we've done some teachings on anger you can listen to. Anyway, moving on. Verse 28, he says, if you are a thief, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good, hard work, and then give generously to those in need. So he's like, listen, Christians, we shouldn't be stealing, all right? God would not want us to steal. It's something he's outlined in his 10 Commandments. Rather, we should work hard, we should earn money, and then give to people that are in need. So then he comes to what we're going to be talking about today, verse 29. Do not use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. So the author finally comes to this last piece that we're going to talk about today. And he says, hey, listen, your words should not be foul or abusive or evil or divisive or hurting other people. Your words should build people up. Your words should encourage people. See, words have power, right? If somebody says to you, hey, listen, you're amazing. You're the best around. I think you're so attractive. You're so smart. You're a wonderful person. You're great. That's encouraging to hear. Now, you're probably talking to a mirror, as I do, okay? Or like I'm talking to a camera. Like you're probably talking to a mirror if you hear those words. But maybe somebody says those words to you, and that has the power to uplift you, make you feel better, make you feel stronger about your entire day. But also words can tear you down if people say hurtful, cruel, foul things about you, things that are just shameful or divisive or pretty cruel. Those can have an effect on your day and bring down your entire mood. So we as Christians need to be careful how we use our words, and are we using them to build people up or to tear them down? So to get more specific about this, I've had somebody quote this verse to me. I had a student come up one time. I'm like, Pastor Barrett, is it okay if I use these words? And I'm not joking. He began like quoting all these bad words. Like, can I use this blank, 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 blank? And I'm like, whoa, hey, chill, 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 chill. Let's talk about this. And I'm not going to sit here today and be like, here are Barrett Phillips lists of approved words to use, or words that you shouldn't use. I'm not going to do that, because there's something deeper here I want us to understand. And it's this: we can use any word in a hateful, shameful way, that doesn't build somebody up and that hurts them. And it's more not just about using certain words. It's actually more about how are we using our heart. Are we loving and respecting people well, and using our words rightly? Now, of course, there are certain words that it's almost impossible to use in a positive context, right? There might be certain words where it's like you can just simply ask this question. And this is the question I gave to this student. I said, question, can you use those words that you just listed? Can you use those words to the glory of God? Right? Can you use those foul words, those offensive words? Can you use those words and genuinely believe like I am worshiping God by saying these words, by using these words? He kind of thought for a second. He's like, I don't really think I can. And I said, then I kind of feel like you have your answer, because the Bible doesn't literally specifically say, do not say these words right here. But it does right here in this text say, don't say anything that's foul or offensive. And so if you can't say something to the glory of God, if you can't say something that is going to build somebody up, you shouldn't say it. Now, this doesn't just apply for the terms of society that we might call curse words. This can even apply for just everyday words, again, because our heart matters. Jesus speaks about this. Jesus was writing, or I should say, preaching, and as he was preaching in Matthew chapter 5, he said, listen, if you even call somebody an idiot, you are in danger of sinning. You are sinning. If you yell at them in anger or you curse at them, you're in trouble, because that is a sin and that's not something you should be doing. Now, it's funny because the word he uses is idiot. And you could even say, like, you'd be like, hold on, Jesus said the word idiot, so I'm allowed to use it. But no. How did Jesus use the word idiot? He said, hey, don't call people idiots, okay? So don't misquote Jesus on that and be like, Mom, I can say idiot because Jesus said it. No. Don't call your little sibling an idiot because you read about this, okay? Jesus is saying, listen, our heart matters. If I look at somebody, I'm like, you idiot, that's a sin. Now, I could use other words that might be more offensive, and call them that. But again, my heart matters here, that I'm saying that about them. I remember when I was a little kid, we grew up in a household where we were pretty strict about words we could and couldn't use. I was at school, I was in second grade, and I went to my teacher and I'm like, Miss Early won't believe it. One of our students, I don't remember who it was, I'll just make up a name, Jimmy said the S word. My teacher was like, oh, that's terrible. So she pulled Jimmy aside and she's like, Jimmy, did you say the S word? And he's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, yes, he did. And Jimmy's like, well, I mean, I told Barrett to shut up. And I'm like, oh, he said it again. And the teacher's like, Barrett, do you think the S word is shut up? And to me, yes, that was, because my mom said, now listen, okay, you shouldn't tell people in your life to shut up. Okay, that's not a kind thing to say. And to be fair, my mom was right. You shouldn't be unkind in the things that you say, all right? But there was a way to use the term shut up in a helpful way. For example, if I am talking too loudly in church, right? And there's probably a kinder way to say it. But I could say the word, hey, shh, quiet, shut up, shh. That probably isn't the nicest way to say it, but I'm trying to help a friend to, hey, let's be quiet. All this to say, we need to factor in, am I building people up with the words that I'm using? And they don't have to just be words that are curse words that maybe we shouldn't say. Maybe we should check our tone in the words that we say. Maybe we shouldn't even say, "Hey, shut up," if our heart isn't in the right place, where we're being cruel to somebody. Maybe we shouldn't use the word idiot if we're going to call somebody, "Hey, you're an idiot." Like that tone is hurtful and harsh, and it's not building people up. So again, I'm saying we should take into account there are certain words that are offensive and foul, and I don't think we can ever use them in a proper context. But also, we need to check our hearts in all the words that we use. Am I speaking words of gossip? Am I lying with my words? Am I saying maybe words that don't get me in trouble, but maybe my tone and my harshness is wrong, and I need to be careful about that. So ask yourself these questions and check your heart. And I want to close by reading to you something that Jesus said about all the things that we say. He says in Luke chapter 6, verse 45, "A good person produces good things from the treasury of a good heart. An evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart. What you say flows from your heart." So I ask you, if you struggle with your words and you feel like, man, my words are offensive and foul a lot, I struggle with cursing a lot, ask yourself, well, what's going on in my heart? What am I putting into my heart? Because what we speak is just an overflow of our heart. Now have grace for yourself if this is something you struggle with. Okay, God still loves you, He still cares for you, but let's make this something we can work on together. And maybe you're like, well, I don't use any offensive words ever. I would challenge you as well to check your heart and check your motives. Maybe there are ways you use certain words or your tone or your heart directing it at someone that can be filled with hatred or can be foul or can be just cruel to someone, even if you aren't using maybe certain buzzwords that are curse words. So maybe you also should check your heart. So let's have grace for one another. Let's speak words that build each other up and encourage each other, and ask that everything that we say be to the glory of God and give honor and praise to Him. Love you guys. Hope you have a great